Thursday. What up, everybody? Special guest Shawn Ramey coming in. Let's get it on. What's up, everybody? What's up? Dweeboo, you're the first one in. Thank you for supporting, bro. Let me see if we get Shawn in here. It'll be a couple minutes. Started a minute early. Why not, right? What's good? What's good? Once we get Shawn in here, I'll add him in. I got a lot of questions written up. I got 2 sheets tonight. 2 sheets of questions ready to fire off at Shawn Ramey. He does know some of the questions. You know, I did kind of brief him like, yo, these are kind of the things I'm going to ask you. If you need to think back. People are texting me. A lot of drama. We're not going to touch on it. Of course, I didn't do any corny bullshit. If you believe I did, keep believing whatever you want. As I always say about that. Where's Shawn Ramey? Someone tag Shawn Ramey. Get him up in here. Braid the beard. Someone said, was it Damien that said shave the beard on the live feed? There'll be no beard shaving. Now it's 10 o'clock. Got a new shirt, gray shirt. It's really cool. Oh, should be good to go. Ramey's in the building. I can't believe he agreed to do this, honestly. He's actually more excited than anyone. I know you guys are excited. We got a lot of messages about questions that came in. Let's see. Let's see. They're connecting.
Phone down.
I can hear something, but it's. I can hear you, but it's still connecting.
Hold on.
He's probably drunk. Nah. Let's see. May have to try it again. Can you guys see him? You see both of us? I don't see him yet. My Wi-Fi is perfect. Let's see what happens. Oh. This is the problem with doing the co-live. See, I can't see anything. Let me try to watch from my other phone. See if I can view. Tell him to comment. You know, Heather, if you're watching, tell him to comment. It was working, but I don't know. He's either got to leave and rejoin or send another request. There he is. It's always an issue. Got that top live notification. Boom. It's only 10:02.
Hey.
Is it working? For some reason, I can't see you. I don't know why. Can you guys see both?
Me?
Nah, I don't see you. It says connecting still, but everyone else says they see you, so.
I can't.
You can't hear me? Oh, shit. This is the problem. Let's see. Can everybody in here hear both of us? I can't hear him at all now. My screen's showing full bars. Let me try something. My screen's showing full bars. I pulled it up on my other phone. Oh shit. Let me try something. My screen's showing full bars. Oh no. It's the worst case scenario, right? Oh shit. Let me try something. Tell Ian I say hello. It's just me now, right? We're going to give him one more. We're going to get him back in here. Give it a second. connecting. He's got a comment again, so I can add him back in. You guys got to give us 1 minute. There's always going to be some sort of technical. I mean, I won't be surprised if 1 week it just doesn't work. I hope it's not this week. That would be terrible. But trying to do 2 lives, trying to do 2 people on at the same time, it's hard to get someone to connect. He was on here for 7.9 seconds. Quick. Let me see. I might have to restart mine. I'm going to try one more time. Hold on. What's up, Vasil? I just tried it. Come on. Please.
Hey.
Here we go. Here we go. I got you. I can see you. Can you see me? Where did he go? Yeah, he was on my other phone. I don't know where he just went. Should we restart this? I don't see him at all now. And I have my other phone on, and I don't see him on here either, so disappeared. What the hell? We might have to restart this. I know, Norris, trust me. What are you supposed to do if it doesn't connect, you know? We literally FaceTimed a little while ago to make sure that everything was working. We probably should have checked this to make sure it worked, but let me restart it. You guys will all come back in. I'm going to have to restart this because for some reason it's not connecting. I definitely have full service on both phones. All right. Sorry. That's what you got to do. We're going to restart it. We'll be right back. Round 2. I have a feeling that this might be an issue at some point. I was hoping that it wouldn't happen this soon, but oh shit. Round 2. I have a feeling that this might be an issue at some point. I was hoping that it wouldn't happen this soon, but oh shit. What the hell? Ramey, now it won't let me add you. What the heck? Shawn, back out and come back in. I don't know. It's not even giving me the option to add you now. This is frustrating. You didn't miss anything. It's not connecting. It's connecting for some people. Some people can see some of it. This is terrible. You want to try his personal Instagram? I don't know, Shawn. Maybe you want to try from your regular account? Hold on. Stay in. We tested it earlier, too. That's the shitty part. Well, now he's in here on his regular. I can't get you in here. Trying his personal page now. Sorry, guys. This is terrible to have. There we go. We're perfect on your regular page now. People are going to get to know the personal side of you, so why not do it on your personal page, right? Sorry about all those issues, guys. I knew we'd get it to work. It's clear for me. It's good for you?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. It's like refreshing. Hopefully it stays. What? Is it good? Can everyone see?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you, but I don't know if everyone else can see, so I'm just making sure that everyone else can see it clearly.
What are we starting this off with?
That's frustrating. That was super frustrating to have that happen, obviously, to get it started. But thank you for doing this. Obviously, the main reason that you're on is because you qualified number one at the last IREV event, and it sucks that we couldn't finish it. You were on your way to the finals. You were on the semifinals actually against Rafa, but
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
you still had a good shot to win it. Number one qualifier, fastest car at the event. So that's what got you on here tonight.
There's definitely a lot of heavy hitters at that event too, which is, it's crazy for a one-day event. The Florida guys came up.
Yeah, I was surprised that they made that really long drive up. I did not expect to see Chapulin there. That was surprising, and then that made Fluffy come out. Some people are saying it's frozen now, but
I can still see you.
I can see you and I can hear. I mean, I have you up on the other phone. I don't know. Sometimes maybe we just got to let it reset. Maybe eventually it'll start connecting. We had issues with Maps' phone last week, so I think it's just because there's so many people joining in. But I don't know. I don't want to get started if it's frozen for some people. Can you guys hear at least? Sorry, Shawn.
Yeah.
Audio's good. You can hear them, but you can't see them. So good. They can't even see you. You got it easy. They're saying leave and come back. I don't think it's worth it for the leave and come back. They're saying leave and then come back in, but.
Oh, okay. I can try. You want me to do that?
Try it one time. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Sorry, guys. We're a 10-minute delay. The audio was good, but yeah, it was frozen. He just left. Let's see what happens. He's got a comment again, and then I'll add him back in. Shawn, if you're in here, throw up a comment. Sorry, guys. Frustrating start. This is the hardest part about getting the interview going, no matter what start I have planned. Let me see. Just waiting for him to throw up a comment. Dial up. I got good Wi-Fi. It'd be nice to have the picture, but if we only get the audio, we're going to roll with it. There we go. Now I can see you good.
Turn your phone up so I can hear.
It's Heather's Wi-Fi jamming it up. There we go. Now I can see you good.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. Sheepy's in here. Norris is in here. Close to 500 people in here, so for a little hiccup, it worked out well. There's an echo, I think, from the other phone, but...
Huh?
I think there's an echo from the other phone, but...
Yeah.
It's working good.
I can hear you then.
You can barely hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Should we try it again, or... Do you have your... It's on speaker? Oh. Damn, I was so close. The picture was good, but then the audio is not good. We're trying, guys. We're trying. We're going to make it work. Throw up those sauce kids. You guys are funny. I don't know. It's super frustrating. We're going to get it to work. I don't think it's on my end. I think it's just trying to connect my end to his end. You got to think what's going on here. There's 500 people in here trying to connect. He's trying to connect at the same time. Yeah, you might have to turn Heather's Wi-Fi off and just have her watch on LTE and Shawn take up all the Wi-Fi in the house.
I'm going to stand next to the router.
I'm going to stand next to the router.
Does that work?
Yeah, it's frustrating, man, but yeah, that works. I mean, you don't have to stand like that the whole time. I'm sure we'll get it working.
I'll sit on Aubrey's little couch right here. We'll be good.
Well, now we're down to like 45 minutes, Maybe,
is it working now? We're good?
Yeah, I'm perfect. It looks perfect.
All right.
So I don't know what it was. Heather was jamming up the Wi-Fi. Shit, man. everyone gets the gist of it. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about all sorts of bullshit. You know, to get started, I guess everyone needs to know, like, where'd you come from? Where'd you start like, what was the first car you raced?
It was probably a 97 Civic that I built when I was in high school, and we used to go street racing. From there, it turned into the green coupe that most people saw. I built that in my mom's garage for a while before we ever started Ramey Built.
Yeah. And that turned into what, like full turbo car, everything? That wasn't just a street car anymore.
Yeah, that turned into the Outlaw when the Outlaw class was still around. And then that car we had an incident with. It went away. We kind of started the business and then came back with the black hatchback after a couple of years.
Yeah. So so taking a couple of years off was really to just start the business and everything?
Yeah, that was probably the best thing that could happen was, you know, when we had an accident with that car, we just kind of focused on business, got everything straight, and then moved forward from there with racing.
Because you were, you know, what was it, five years ago at least, you were still doing a lot of custom.
Yeah, back then when we crashed that car, there was probably only like 2 or 3 people going 8s. Like it was Tony, Miller, and I think Cunha. You know, we were still on a 26 to do it.
Yeah. No, that was definitely the beginning. I mean, I remember meeting you more so when the Black Hatch came out. That's
right.
I remember seeing you at Drag Mania events in Virginia, obviously any Maryland event, but then like Englishtown. That was. It feels like forever ago, but it really was only like 5 years ago at most.
Yeah, I mean that was the transition from Outlaw to Sport Front Wheel Drive was kind of when we got back into it.
Yeah. So, what would be your favorite event at this point? Now that you've been racing for 5 years, like, do you have one event that you're like, or even series that you're like, I really like those events, the structure or something, whatever.
You know, the OGS events are nice because the rules are very tight. I probably would still have to say World Cup is the best event. It's the most people. You know, we work hard to go to that race to try and run a number every year.
Yeah. Speaking of running numbers, I guess you're the world record holder. You're the you definitely hold it down on the track either at the OGS or the World Cup Finals events. Is there a difference to you which one that you ran the 7s at? Does one mean more to you?
Well, you know, obviously we all race Sport Front Wheel Drive, so that was the number to run for that event. You know, we wanted to be the first Sport Front Wheel Drive car to run at the rules we're supposed to be at, and not the XFF or XSF or
XFW,
a couple other variations of the rules.
Yeah, depending on what event you're at, depends on who's teching you. Yeah, there was a lot of, but everyone knew the deal at the OGS events. Yeah,
that was definitely special. You know, World Cup was special, but to do it in Sport Front Wheel Drive form was exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So would you say that like, what motivated you to even want to reach that goal? Because that's kind of a crazy goal to even aim for. Like what?
Yeah. So when we came back with the black car, you know, there was tons of people running 8s. I still hadn't won 8 yet, even though we tried years ago on a 26. And it was, you know, you go to races, you get sent home first round, you don't qualify. I would probably say the most motivation was all the racers that we still race against.
Yeah.
You know, that was the biggest. Go home on a Sunday and finish watching the race from your phone sucks.
Yeah. Losing was more motivating.
Yeah, losing was definitely the motivation.
That's funny. I guess after enough of it, it's like enough's enough. I'm going to go all out.
Yeah, and then still now, you know, we have one of the faster cars every weekend, and I'm still the reason why we lose sometimes, but yeah, it's what it is. It's part of racing.
Don't air yourself out. Fast guy just got in here. He's gonna be talking shit. Yeah. Obviously, you've qualified number 1 at more events, I think, than anybody over the last couple seasons. But yeah, sometimes during elimination rounds, shit goes haywire.
Yeah,
it's a little crazy.
Sure. You know, my guys give me a good car every weekend. We work pretty hard to get the car ready for every race, and we try to stay consistent for the most part. The car is consistent. Normally, it's, you know, the driver who's not as consistent as the car.
That's got to be, you know, I myself feel pressure standing out there looking up at the H-Day or World Cup final crowd. Like, that's a lot of people to be in front of, you know, and to be in your position, that's totally a different, I don't know. What do you think?
I still remember my first World Cup. I was super nervous, went through the light before the tree even came down. like 2009 or something.
So did you ever race in any other classes like index or
No, it
you
was
right into sprint?
probably the first race with the green car was Nope at Maryland.
Okay, that's a while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
those events were pretty packed out, but I'm sure it's different even now. Like you probably feel more pressure because everyone expects you to go out there, run a 7 or beat whoever you're
Yeah, every
racing.
pass. It's 100 degrees out. Who's going to run a 7 right now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're pretty close, but no. So would you? So how about like the competition? Obviously, you have guys coming at you like Choppy Lynn and Fluffy El Bobo rated R team. Uh, you know,
Yeah, for sure. The competition is super tough, especially with the Florida guys. Every one of their cars are fast. So, whenever they come, everybody has to be on their A game.
they're good. They're good on the lights, and sometimes with their car lacks, they can make up for on the light too. So
For sure. Yeah, there's a couple guys like that always line up, like Ricky, Steve-O, the DP guys. Like whenever we line up against them, I'm always praying, cut somewhat of a decent light, and then hopefully the car takes over.
yeah, Reynolds is a monster. I mean,
Reynolds as well, yeah.
I asked Maps last week this, is there one racer that like stands out that you're like, oh man, he's gonna get a light on me. I'm fucking, I better hope everything works after the light. Because
Yeah, probably Reynolds. I know me and Ricky have raced a lot in the past, and I always remember lining up with Ricky like, man, this motherfucker's gonna treat me. I gotta hope to run around him on the big end.
Yep, Ricky's definitely good at it too. He's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, sure.
Would you say that like Chatfield and them coming after the 7 pushed you to want to get it sooner, like than even you expected?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt the pressure at World Cup. It was, we went testing, it kept getting faster, and then it was going to rain, and I was like, we have to do this now before somebody else does, or it's like, we wasted the past 5 years trying to do this first.
Yeah, I remember at World Cup, it was like whoever was first in the lanes could really be the first, and then whoever was
right. When I remember running, like they call us to the lanes, we're rushing to the lanes to try to be the first one.
Yeah, that was intense. It was cool to see it go down. I mean, I remember standing on the line. I'll never forget that because it's only going to happen once. Obviously, these other guys now have run 7s, but they haven't done it at an event. So, does it piss, it probably pisses you off that some people consider it the same accolade almost, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah. I bet you want to see them do it in competition though, to be like, okay.
Yeah, we're all going to be at Pan Am's. That's supposed to be a really good prep track. Hopefully the weather's not extremely bad, and it could happen there. You could see 3 7-second cars, 4 or 5. Who knows?
Yeah, the rules are they're not either rules. They're not World Cup rules or OGS rules. So I think the fan base has a harder time keeping up with that. The racers know what's up. They know when they can and can't change their cars. But the fans are like, they even think the Speed Factory car and your car are in the same class.
I know. I've even had guys think there's he has a K series in that, or there's the fan base.
No. The K series are still slow. You say K series and the phone does the you can't say K series. I got a whole bunch of other questions here. I guess we'll stay away from more of the 7 stuff. The 7 stuff was great. I mean, but is there another car that you would drive besides a Honda? Like if you had to be racing or?
Yeah, I think the next platform we're going to get into is the GTR. I've had one for a while. I think we're ready to kind of dive into that market. I'm not saying we're going to, take out T1 or AMS, but it just, get our feet wet and go from there. It's kind of what we did with the black car. We put together a basic setup and went out and got a good amount of data and then finished my coupe.
So you're going to do that, not even just hypothetically, like.
No, we're going to do it. I've been talking with a couple companies. Everything's in the works. It probably won't be till, I think the next GTR World Cup is next year. We'll probably be at that with it.
Yeah. Would you race both cars, or eventually are you going to have to step down from the Honda?
I don't think the GTR drag race world isn't that serious. They have 1 or 2 events a year.
Yeah. Very good point, Shawn. You're not going to have much competition. Not on the track, but you won't have a reason to stop yet.
Right.
I'm sure that reaching the 7 has made you think about it, though. I know that.
Well, it's kind of, where do we go from here? We worked and worked and worked to go sevens. That's all you think about for 5 or 6 years, and now it happens, and it's kind of, now where do we go from here with the platform?
Would you like to see like Outlaw and Hot Rod come back? Would that?
Personally, if we're talking rules, I think I would like to see a sport front-wheel drive class go to a 76, no nitrous.
So change the current rules. That's one of my questions here. What current rules would you change at even, you could be as specific as you want down to each event, or just in general?
Well, just everybody likes to see the cars go down the track. Everybody wants to see tight racing. Adding a 76 will give us the added power where the tune-ups need to be there. Right now the cars are they hook up pretty well with the way everybody has the chassis set up. You give the cars another 200 or 300 horsepower, and it kind of, you're going to take 2 steps back tune-up wise, and the racing could be more interesting.
I see what you're saying, because it's like throwing all new data.
Yeah, guys blowing the tires off, whatever it may be. I just, we're probably never going to put nitrous on my car just because I don't like it. We have a pretty consistent program, and I feel like, it just adds inconsistency to everything.
I know that this past weekend they were claiming that you had nitrous on the car. They even went as far as to come over to your pit and check your car.
Oh, I know Abe and Rome are in there somewhere. They looked all over it trying to find it.
Where you at, Abe? Bobo. They're looking for 2 kits. I remember I walked into the hauler. I was like, what are they doing? They're looking for 2 kits or something. Your wife, Heather, says, 2 kids? We only have 1 kid.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know.
So you're not into the nitrous. So even no matter how far it goes, you still don't want to mess with the nitrous. Like,
no,
you don't
probably not. That weekend was a test too. Like I was telling you at the track, if these guys were 3 or 4 tenths faster than what we were, I feel like something needed to be done. You shouldn't have to run nitrous to compete in the class. It should be you run turbo and you run nitrous if your car's slower or whatever it may be. You shouldn't have to run turbo and nitrous to race in sport front-wheel drive.
So if anything, they may have to start, as people start playing with the nitrous rule, adapt the nitrous rule with weight.
Like a weight penalty or something. Just you shouldn't have to run both to be at the top of the class. It should be, you should be running both and be at the same time as just a turbo car.
Yeah. I feel you on that. I mean, I see one of the rated R guys in here. Oh, what did it just freeze? What happened?
I'm good.
Can you see? It's frozen for me, but they're saying it's blurry that you froze. Yay. We get half an hour.
Hold on, I'll go stand next to the Wi-Fi thing again.
Yeah, go refresh it for a second. It froze. A couple people saying it froze. It's all right. We're gonna sit tight, guys. This is like some grassroots interviewing style stuff. This is an ESPN,
You want me to exit and come back?
It's not connecting. I can see you. It's because he has a track phone. Luke says, "What up, Luke?" Yeah, leave, and then I guess I'll bring you back in. Sorry, guys. Small malfunctions. Good to see a lot of you guys in here and sitting tight. The error definitely screws it up. Let him comment. If he comments, I'll add him back in. There we go. Not as smooth as you hope. Let's see. There we go. Give it a second to connect. There we are.
Good?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. I don't know why that happens. Everyone else can see. And Wi-Fi Manny says your Wi-Fi needs nitrous.
What's up with Vinny and Wes Fry? I feel like they're hard on for each other. I think 2 days ago it was every 5 minutes on my live feed, Vinny and
Hold on,
Wes.
We'll get to that, but Abe's in here. He just said that. What did Abe just say here? He talked so much about the nitrous that his phone froze. Let's talk about instead of talking about their drama right now, let's talk. I remember a couple years ago, you and Abe, I don't want to say it was beef, but it was. Oh,
no, there was definite beef.
It was FU.
Everybody, you live and you learn, you go through racing's ups and downs. And, I probably said a bunch of things I shouldn't have. And I still remember the race when I went over and talked to Abe man to man. You know, we had a couple of drinks and everything is fine now. You know, I help them, he helps me, and
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Now it's a good relationship. I mean, I see you guys hang out at almost every event. So you guys are
for
pitted
sure.
right next to each other at the last event.
You know, it's kind of part of the competitive nature. Everybody wants to be the best, and sometimes you just let your ego and emotions take the best of you.
Yep. Yep. No, it's good to see that it's all fun now. I mean, there's definitely still, I'd say that some of the, like the Orlando crew, you know, they definitely still are mad at you over, I don't know what.
Right. I wanted to touch on that, the Chapolin thing. Whatever drama and beef with that, you know, we've all had our words and blah, 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 blah. You know, I respect that whole team. They have a very fast car. They have a very dedicated team. And, you know, no love lost between them. You know, I wanted to go talk to them at the last race, but there's a lot going on. They had a lot of people around.
Yeah. I think you guys both motivate each other, whether it's, you know, whether it was you there that made Chopulin come or Chopulin being there that made the Rated R team come. You know, it's like, if that's what it takes to make everyone come out and race, that's the way it should be. You know,
you know, hopefully Pan Am's is like that. Hopefully there's 32, 42, 50 cars. That'd be badass.
Oh man. I mean, I know at least 5 to 10 people probably that already prepaid for their tech cards or said they were like planning to prepay. So speaking of Pan Am's, you're going, right? You're going to Pan Am's.
Yeah, we'll be there Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Yeah. Yeah. So first time at Pan Am's, right? They haven't been
First time, yeah. So we were going to go. I think they just started doing the Sport Front Wheel Drive 3 years ago, maybe 4.
Yeah. I myself haven't even covered it.
Yeah, we were going to go the first year, and then Aubrey was supposed to be born the week after and then came before, so we didn't make it. And then last year was her first birthday, so we couldn't make it. So this year we're going to have her birthday at the racetrack.
Yeah. I like this idea that having her birthday at the track. She's good at the track, too. She runs around. So the idea here, you know, you're now a father. That's different. She's turning 3, right?
2.
She's turning 2. She's turning 2. So you now obviously have 2 years of being a dad. Is that different racing than when you used to race, you know, just you and your friends?
For sure. You know, back in the day, it was sleep at the shop, work 20 hours, you know, live in a townhouse, who cares? The only thing that mattered was going racing and whatever. And definitely, I would be the first person to say I was not going to let a child change anything that was going on, and it definitely does.
Yeah, you can't help it probably. I'm only an uncle, and my nieces would stop me from doing certain, if I had to, I'd have to, you know, you got to do a family first. Obviously, you have way more responsibilities now being new shop, right? Because you moved from your old shop.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Anybody who's moved shops or having to deal with that, more power to you. That's, you know, definitely rough. I know Alex kind of moved at the same time I did, and we both dealt with the struggles of all that.
Yeah, a reinvesting into your running business, you know.
Yeah, trying to work on the shop and then work on customers' cars at the same time it's rough.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of going on between, obviously, the regular day-to-day stuff at the shop, selling parts, the race engines company, which is all you know, sleeving blocks and everything that you do. So there's a lot on your plate. Now you have the CNC products, so you have your own custom stuff to
yeah, we have a couple new products we're coming out with.
Yeah, would you tap into like GTR side and create products for that market as well, or
maybe
more,
you know,
just fun?
I'm kind of seeing how it goes, you know,
Yeah.
where we can keep the machine busy doing what we can.
Yeah. No, I like you know, I like the idea of getting into the new market. You have to grow. There's a lot of people have done it. Obviously, Tony Pala would be a great example. You know, not get out of the Honda stuff by any means. You're very much tied to it with the blocks. So
yeah, I don't think we'll never get out of the Honda stuff, especially with the engines and some other stuff we're about to come out with. I'm not really trying to copy whatever's on the market. Everything we're going to do is something that's different, or nobody's making yet right now for the cars. It's not reinventing the wheel with anything. It's just providing parts that probably, you know, the Honda community doesn't have access to these machines to make the parts that are needed.
Yeah. Or some of it's just knowledge, knowing what to make.
Well, that too.
Knowing what the market needs.
Yeah, and racing for 10 years and breaking whatever and everything we can, kind of figuring out the combinations that work.
You guys have more racing back by you now because, E-Town closed. Virginia's now reopened and new owner and everything. So hopefully you're local.
Which is pretty cool. I think they're going to try to do a Honda event or import event.
Import event at BMP. Yeah, I've heard the same thing but I remember going there for that Don Omar's Drag Mania event.
I remember that too. When the people were shitting on the bathroom floor and throwing up, it was horrible.
Because everyone was wasted because they did the night party. Yes,
I remember that. We slept in the trailer that night.
See, Cole Marvin's in here. He says he's got a Ramey block in there. That's I didn't even know that.
Oh, he did. Yeah, we did a K20 block for him.
Wow. So, would you ever get into rear wheel drive? Would you ever do not GTR but Honda rear wheel drive?
I mean, that would be cool. I don't know if I'd want to invest in that. I'd be down to help somebody with that. It's definitely a cool avenue.
Yeah. You got your hands full with all that. I mean, we're burning through these questions, Shawn. We're knocking them out. I mean, we have to start taking questions almost from the people in here. I know we got a lot of people. We got Cole. Your mom just entered. Your mom's in here. Abe's in here. I'm surprised there isn't more shit talking, honestly. Everyone says you're going to get trolled and people are going to talk shit about us, but Vinny. So if you go to that, Vinny and Wes. Vinny's in here. He's,
Yeah, they need to race at least 4 times at this next race. Like, every round of qualifying needs to be Wes and Vinny.
Yeah. I like the idea of these grudge matches. I really wanted you and Fluffy to line up first round.
Okay, touch on that, because somebody was like, oh, he bogged his burnout on purpose. Well, that's probably the worst thing you can do as a driver is bog on a burnout. I mean, race forever. How do you not know how to do a burnout? I tried to do it twice. Everybody's yelling at me. Whatever.
I was yelling because you had no water on the tires. I felt like you were too far forward. And then
yeah. Well, and that's why I backed up, and then nobody sprayed any water. Fuck it, I'm gonna try it again. Still didn't do it. Whatever.
You know what's funny is, so I just posted the video from the event, right? And I felt like they could have waited for you if they really wanted to.
Yeah, well, everybody's, looking around and waving their arms and whatever.
They could have waited for you, right? Abe's in here. Abe, you could have been like, nah, we're not running until he's ready to go. So I'm looking at it both ways. I mean, I don't think you bogged your car on purpose, because I definitely had to cut I think I left one of your bogs in the video, honestly.
Yeah, it's hot weather racing. The 2-step takes a while. It's been a while since we raced in the heat,
I noticed on Fluffy's car, he allows the car to warm up completely, make sure it's all good. Yeah, Abe's saying the track's set to go. I know, they should.
I saw that too. That's why I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Because I was about to do it again.
Yeah. No, they would have waited. I'm not saying that you wouldn't have waited. The track definitely wanted you to run. Sometimes I wish because there was only 10 cars in the class, I wish we would have waited and taken our time with it, because there wasn't that many great side-by-side races. A lot of people either broke on the line or had some, there wasn't that much side-by-side besides Vinny and Campos. They had a good race. But Vinny and West, yeah, they've been taking a lot of jabs at each other lately because they're both those Southern boys. But I think it's good. I think that type of stuff gets people more worked up and want to come out.
Yeah, for sure. They not taking jabs, they do it fun. Some people get too serious with the shit talking.
Yeah. Well, they take Instagram and online shit very seriously.
Way too seriously. Yeah.
So what about all-wheel drive? Would you do anything all-wheel drive?
We're doing an all-wheel drive EK at the shop right now. It's not like a serious horsepower build. It's going to probably make 700 or 800, be a street car. Who knows where to go from there. We may go crazy with it, but
customer's car though, not more than
customer.
Yeah, more than your own personal car. What do you think of the all-wheel drive stuff? You think it would be cool if we had a class at events to have all-wheel drive Hondas, guys like?
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. Probably need a few more cars though. How many is it right now? 5 or 6? I think that top 10 list has 4 on it.
Well, it's a top 5 list because
I
helped the guy try to create the list, and he wanted to do top 10, and I was like, I don't know if you have 10, 5. Maybe we could come up with 10, but some of them might be street cars with, much slower times. But
I seen somebody say, when are we going to do an all motor car? We've talked about that recently. You know, I feel like the next milestone to be met on a small tire Honda is that 8-second pass for an all motor car.
Oh wow, yeah. I don't. You know what? That it's crossed my mind, but I feel like we're still a good ways away. But I mean, I guess if there's people running 9.3s, like Jamie Marsh, Lon is running 9.3. There's a
You
couple.
know, all it's going to take is to set the chassis up correctly, probably make a little more power.
So just take the turbo off your car and put a K series in it before you wrap her up, and it would be nice to see. I mean, how fast do you see Sport front wheel drive going this year or Super Street, I should say, going at World Cup? You think we get 7.6?
I'd say a bottom 80, high 70. You know, maybe if somebody sprays a 500 shot and blows it up doing it, you know, high 70.
Hail Mary pass.
Right. It's going to take a bigger turbo to go, you know, a bigger turbo, mechanical fuel pump, you know, a different fuel. I could see, you know, maybe getting as close to Speed Factory. It would take a lot of testing to do that. But that's another thing we talked about doing was, you know, not racing sport front wheel drive anymore and just going after that all around world's fastest front wheel drive record on a small tire.
Yeah. Oh, just on a small tire in general. Like,
right, yeah.
You wouldn't even upgrade to a bigger tire.
If we did that, we would take, you know, 5-10 steps backwards with everything we've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the chassis set up the way it's set up, you'd just be starting over. You'd be using just the roll cage and everything that was there.
Right, yeah. We would go back to like 2008.
Yeah. Would you ever do that process again? Obviously, that was a long process.
What, build another car from scratch? We talked about that as well. You know, there's a couple updates and a couple things that I know we could do to the chassis to make it faster, but you're starting at square one again. You know, acid dip in a car, roll cage, and all that takes, you know, a year or longer to do.
I don't think many people know that you would fly up to New York to work on that car with Tom at NRG and.
Oh yeah, that was back. It was still an outlaw car. The outlaw class was still around.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what the car started. The build started as, and then you were like,
yeah,
let's keep it sport front.
When it left Tom's, it was still outlaw. You know, it sat in my mom's garage for, I don't know, a couple years. We brought it, raced a black car, brought that car to the shop after we broke cert and was like, all right, we're going to convert it back to sport front wheel drive and I guess figure out how to make this car work in that class.
Yeah. That's right, because it was white. That's why there's photos of it painted white, just like sitting around.
It was green, and then it got close to getting wrapping it, so we primered it and did the body work in the shop, which was a mistake. I would never do that.
When are you going to rewrap it? I see some people have asked that question in here, actually. I think people want a new look.
We talked about it this year, me and Luke and Josh. I had a different front end for it, and then moving shops, really, like I said, that's months of doing that. You know, we finished World Cup, and then I closed on the new shop the day after that and moved everything in 2 months. And the next thing you know, it's PRI and all that, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah. No. Well, maybe before World Cup, maybe it'll just surprise everyone with something. I don't know. Because if you know, you're going to change the world record, you got to do it with new clothes on. Victor says 86 millimeter in sport front. I don't know about that.
I heard about somebody doing that a while ago. I think Dave Fry did it on his hot rod car, and he had a problem getting off the line with it.
An 86?
Yeah.
That's a lot of turbo. I don't know. You might need spray. But yeah, I'm gonna start taking questions from some of the people. I don't really know how much time we have left because I don't remember what time this actually started at. It's only 10:43. I mean, I could ask you tons of other questions like, you know, what was your first job? What was your first car? What was your first win? You know, the basics. If you want to rapid fire some questions. You know, do you remember your first?
No, I'm good. You tell me.
What was your first job? Was it automotive related? Did you have it?
No,
oil
not
change?
at all. It's actually pretty embarrassing. I was going to tell you to not touch on the subject. I think the first job was making hamburgers at Sonic when I was like 16.
Making burgers.
Right. Yeah. And then after that, I was working at a golf course. It just got better after that. The bottom of the barrel was the first, and then it just went up from there.
Your job's improved. So when was the? So you just got into cars because you started driving a car, and then after just took off, or
kind of, yeah. You know, bought a Civic, did all the dumb shit most people do, and then it just kind of kept progressing from there.
was the Civic your first car?
Yeah, it was a 96 or 97.
Didn't you have it until like a couple of years ago? Like, what was the teal
No.
thing? What was the teal? You still
No.
drove it like a 96 Civic.
No, that green car I bought that was like a part out car I drove around for a while.
I know that I remember seeing you drive that with they had like a broken window. I was like, really?
Yeah, Vinny drove that too, all the way to Martinsville like that.
Yeah, Vinny drove it. That's what it was. Do you remember your first event win?
I do. It was IREV. When IREV used to be in August, my birthday was like the day before that. I raced Rolando in the finals. Like, man, we had been racing for like 2 years, no wins. Didn't think it was ever going to happen.
Yeah. And now you have a handful of wins. I mean, is there one event win that you're chasing more than others?
I would say World Cup, man. We go to the finals every year and something stupid happens.
Yeah. Yeah. You've definitely had probably the worst luck in the finals at World, for how many times you've made it that far, it's got to be frustrating.
What happens is you go into that race with the mindset to just set the record. That's the only reason, that's what everybody remembers is the record. So once you do that at that race, you lose the motivation after the weekend. You're there for 5 days. You've made however many passes and been up all. I know at the last race, it was like 1 a.m, and I just didn't give a shit anymore. Felix is talking shit to me. I just said, shut up. I got in the car, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah. Let's just get it over with almost. Like it does become a very
I knew the car was broke. I was hoping he was going to red light. That was the only option.
Yeah. Is there one event win that stands out to you more than others? Like, is there?
I would say the first Fall Nationals win. That my cover photo on Facebook.
Over CCC.
Right, yep. Yeah, and all the drama behind that.
There was a lot of drama.
Yep. That was before I was even friends with you. I had to go up in the tower and argue with them like, yo, nobody told me don't break cert. Like, dude, open the door right before I'm about to do the burnout and said, don't go over 180. What the fuck?
Yeah. So I remember that race so clearly because there was so much drama, and I feel like that was like the first time I was ever like reporting something. There was news actually to be reported because it was like no one knew who won. Like we knew how the race happened.
Yeah, and I heard something and I was like, it was freezing too. I had my race jacket on. I went up, knocked on the door, sat outside for 20 minutes, talked to Javier, and I was like, this is not right. Nobody gave me a warning. You can't give me a warning right before the burnout. Say, don't go this fast.
Yeah.
Well,
tune-up
let me back up and change the tune-up if that's the case.
Yeah. I remember that, and then so you outran them, but broke cert. But I don't know. They were all of a sudden. I remember they were.
That's when I think they got caught with that meth kit shit. Like it was underneath the dash, and that because we have the whole video on a GoPro of like, he had this pipe plugged. He had a line plugged into the side of the charge pipe. Roger's like, "What's this?" And he said it's a boost bleed off valve. It's on video saying it's a boost bleed off valve. A fucking 1/4-inch line going into the side of the charge pipes is boost bleed off valve.
So a boost leak?
Like a controlled boost leak from his a push lock line in the side of the pipe.
Wow. I did not know that part, honestly. I remember they were measuring tires, they were measuring rims.
I know, you see my guys are laughing because they've all seen the video.
Mike's laughing. Man, he says, say the solenoid.
Yeah, the boost bleed off. I was like,
well, I remember
he said it's maxing our map sensor out, so we had to have a boost bleed off valve.
I definitely remember you PayPaling me $5,000 one day.
To race them too, and that never happened. I see now he's still talking shit with Rolando, I think, about racing.
I tell them all the time, I'm like, please come back to the track so that we can keep rocking. Cartman even goes, I was there, yeah.
Cartman's the one who brought the video up a while ago.
Cartman, fucking, you got to look at that. Everyone's in here. Yeah, that was a lot of drama. So that would be your biggest win, just because it was kind of like either against.
Well, that was probably our biggest race win. I remember Felix coming up to me after that and was like, "I can't believe you won Fall Nationals." That was the race to win.
Yeah.
The track prep was there. That was it. And for sure, when we were in that race, that's when I definitely felt accomplished with that car.
Last year was pretty good too, and I'd also say it was big because of now it's the last one until they bring back the event.
For sure, and that was a big money race. I think that was $15,000 to win that race, and that was very cool to go to the finals with Vinny as well. and have both, Ramey Racing cars.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. It's not often that you kind of knock everyone out before the semis. No one else can even say they were runner up. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a big one. I know that you've had a couple of H-Day wins. Did you win down in Z-Max?
I did, and that was an epic race too. That video I posted of it, like blowing the tire off in 3rd and 4th, and I had to pedal it racing Ricky.
So, where does I didn't even think of this question until right now, but I just thought of it. Where does don't get gapped come from? Like, does it come from somewhere, or is it more just like you putting it on, motherfuckers? Sorry, but
It was from. So Carlos always used to put 100 GoPros on the car. I'm sure everybody used to see that.
Yeah.
And it was I'd get treed, somebody would be out, and then I'd walk around them at the top of the track, and then that's when the guy used to be like, "Oh, look at the gap you put on him, whatever." So we started doing that gap camera and getting everybody with that, and then. That caused a lot of drama, so we stopped doing the video camera thing.
Well, I think many people will remember this as soon as I mention it. It was the Sonic car, and this is where
both of those
where the
sure.
DPS
started all
started.
that drama.
Yeah, because someone on your team, I think it might have been Napo, he put the ring noise, the Sonic rings, as you were gapping him, and that that started a lot of drama, but. I think it was good. It kept the sport exciting. I think lately, even I said it to you this past weekend, I was like, I feel like you need to start talking some shit just because, you're so quiet and reserved. And it's not even that you're reserved. You just, it's online drama. It does nothing. You've always let the car talk. So.
Yeah, I don't know how some of the guys there's a couple group chats going around that I used to be in, and there's, 1,000 comments a day in this group chat. How do you even keep up with that?
I don't know. No screenshots allowed on my live feed. No, but as long as it's done competitively and like in a sportsman style way, I think it's all fun. Like, clearly DPS now runs your motor. They run the same heads that you run right on their car. So they're doing. You guys are working almost with the same stuff. When you give back information to, you could share information almost at this point, and make yourself faster. I think you guys should talk more and make sure the side-by-side sevens are you guys, because that's another, in my opinion, a big accomplishment that'll happen. Like, who's the first 2 cars to go 7 side by side? So
I'm sure there'll be a few more this year. I know I've seen a bunch of guys testing a lot.
So what? Obviously, people want to know this. They keep asking, what's it going to take to get you to Florida? They want to see you race in Orlando. Everyone wants to see you down there.
It's not Florida. It's the whole journey. So, we got to leave on, Tuesday to get there Wednesday to test Thursday to race and then come back. We're gone from the shop for a week.
The events.
It's a lot. I see why Speed Factory quit coming from the west to the east, because that's expensive. Everybody, you're out of work for so long, and it's a lot.
You got to bring 4 or 5 guys.
Top fuel team, pro stock, where we have $1 million budget from a sponsor. We have to kind of do with what we get.
Yeah. Well, I know people want to see there. I know that you were scheduled to go there and it rained out, and I think you went there with your black Civic a long time ago.
And that's another thing. We went there once already. No help, no nothing. We were there for like 5 days, and it rained every day, and we came home. Probably a lot of people don't know about that, because that car wasn't even fast then.
Yeah. No, I can't say I remember it too much, because even the Orlando events weren't that big then, and you still went down there. So now that they're big, it's more like every time I ask you to go, and trust me, guys, how many times, Shawn, have I asked you and said, come on, let's do it. I'm going. We'll make it, we'll make sure everything's as good as it can be, because obviously some people think that there's shady business going down there. Now that I've been there twice myself, and I don't know if the rules changed just recently or what, but it seems like everything's good down there. The track prep is really good. The facility.
Yeah,
I
would like to go. The weather thing is another, every time there's a race, I feel like they get 2 rounds, it rains. They get 1 round, it rains. They don't finish the race, they race the next day. It's just.
This year, it's 2 days before World Cup. World Cup starts on Tuesday,
Oh, what
Wednesday.
the Orlando race is 2 days before World Cup?
The World Sport Compact Challenges,
Yeah,
and
gonna be
it's like,
super.
come on, man, you got,
Yeah.
I'm not saying Orlando should move their date, but even World Cup could have moved their date or something. But how are racers supposed to make those two? So when people are like, oh, Shawn's not going to go to Orlando, it's like, well, count that one out because he's going to go to World Cup. And,
Right.
Someone's asking about Canada. I think people thought you were
Well,
going.
we were gonna do to that Canada race, but a local thing came up. This car group that we've always supported is doing this thing, and we have to do that. I told the promoter guy that we're originally gonna do that until this came up.
Yeah. It's hard to travel. It's not cheap. Especially with the rig you have, it's not like you're just pulling around in enclosed.
Yeah, that's worse than the race car. We have to work on the rig more than the race car.
Yep, I bet. So you're ready for Pan? So you told me the other day you're just gonna send it at Pan Am's. You're not even working.
So I was talking to Alex today, asking him how the logs looked, and I was like, everything's fine. I was like, I'm not even gonna pull it out of the trailer. We raced the last race. Fuck it. We'll pull it out at the racetrack and fix whatever's wrong with it if there's something wrong.
Not even gonna pull it out of the trailer to check it.
It'll be all right.
I remember when I came down to your shop to visit before ZMAX. I was like, all right, where's the race car? And it was just, you guys were doing, I think you charged the battery.
Yeah,
like,
I try not to work on that thing, man.
Yeah.
We have to work on it too much. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I see some of these other teams out there all night working on their car. And
we've definitely done that too. We've changed engines, we've changed trannies, we've done everything possible at the racetrack. I'm just saying I try not to work on it.
Yeah. We'll build it, bulletproof it as much as possible, right? So I think we have 5 minutes left because it's 10:55. I'll try to pick out some questions from the people that are in here. We still have over 400 something people in here, but I see a lot of it's Carlos, your team. Would you ever let Heather drive a car?
She can. I know she's in the background right now, like jumping up and down. Yeah, I want to drive it, but
yeah,
whatever.
Not your car, but I don't know. I guess we'd have to start with
she
the
keeps
regular
saying she
car.
wants an all motor car.
Yeah, I'm not sure she's understanding how much pressure there is there.
I said the same thing. She said she can take it, but a lot of people say that. I had a conversation with Rafa about, he's like, man, all this shit talking, and then once you actually get in the car, all the pressure at the line and this and that. And I was like, yeah, it's serious. You see it from the stands, and it's totally different when you're in the car and you're racing, and you have to deal with everything.
Yeah, once you're looking out that windshield at 10,000 people at World Cup, it's like, so. Oh.
Hey, I just saw Rome. I'm gonna race Rome driving Rome's car first round at Pan.
Rome driving Rome's car. What do you think, Rome?
Yeah.
Are you with it? Are you gonna get back? Rome hasn't been behind the wheel in some time, but I see what you're trying to do, Shawn. You're trying to get his rusty Rome back behind the wheel. I see what you're trying to do. Your customers asking questions about Honda Day. Message the guys at Honda Day about that one, or message me and I'll ask them for you. What else we got here? What other? Maybe you can do a burnout that time. Wow, Rome's gonna.
That's a great comeback.
Yeah, he expected that one. That's the worst of it. Heather's digging into your teammate. Any other questions? You guys are just trolling around. Who would you want to grudge race besides him? Like, would you? I think people want to see you grudge race Chapulin.
I know we raced that one time at H Day. I kind of was forced into that. I didn't really want to. I changed a few things on the car, and it was still a close race. We cut almost identical reaction times, and we were right beside each other at the end. I would like to race him on like I know I'm about to race you this round type thing, not just get up beside me in the staging lanes, and we have an A to B tune up in there, and not like a go fast tune up.
Yeah, I remember you were trying different tires and stuff out there.
Yeah, that's when we tried that wider rim, and I just, we could have thrown everything at it, but that's not how we really race.
I would like to see you guys race best of 3 at 3 different tracks, so that it wasn't 9 races total. You do 3 races in Florida, 3 races in Maryland, 3 races. Well, it used to be Jersey, but obviously we can't do that one anymore. So, people are saying scared. I don't think anyone's scared. I mean, at any time, these two could have lined up at any of these last couple of events that they've both been at. At Honda Day, you guys never lined up. That stunk, Would have been nice to see it. In eliminations, it would have been nice to see, right?
Right. And it's definitely, it's racing. Even the professionals, you win, you lose, it's part of racing. It is what it is. We're more out there to prove what our products can do, what the products our sponsors help us with can do. It's not, I don't give a shit if we lose to La Fluffy, if whoever, I don't care.
You lost
Whatever.
to JF Kelly. I mean, running the
Yeah,
record.
it doesn't matter. It's racing. Who
JF
cares?
Kelly loves that.
You win some days, you lose some days. It is what it is.
Think about that gift that you gave JF Kelly. He got to,
and then he beat Rome too, I think, at
the last event.
Diesel race,
Yeah. But he has a time slip of you running the first 7-second pass, and it says win on JF Kelly's side. He loves that. I know that he said it. Like, I beat Ramey. Now I beat Fluffy.
He's got to race Chaplin, and then he's got all three.
He's got everyone's number. I mean, no one predicted that Travis was going to win World Cup.
Yeah,
And if you would have told anyone Ramey versus Travis in the finals at World Cup, I think 90% of people would have put their money on you just because they didn't want to lose. No matter what.
If they saw the round before, they would have understood.
Yeah. I remember Sparks. I remember you had to put El Bobo's tires on last year.
I did. I went running for tires.
Yeah. So, any other questions from people? Because this is gonna give me like the minute warning probably fairly soon. I think we did.
Well, you can only do this for an hour.
You can only do it for an hour, and then we'd have to restart and do another hour. I mean,
I remember. I just saw Bart come up and said we sent it. I know Luke went over there. You guys are like draining the coolant out or something, and I was like, oh man, we might have a chance. Who knows?
It's not gonna blow up. It's gonna explode. I like the DP guys. I like it when you guys race each other. There's always sportsmanship between you two, and it's usually fast side-by-side racing. So, I mean, you guys, the Preunto team, a lot of you guys have respect for each other. It's not all just shit talking.
There's only a couple people in the whole community that takes it to the next level. It doesn't need to be taken to.
Yeah. Cole Marmon's been in here the whole time, man. I look forward to his car with that last 2000.
Yeah, what happened? He raced, didn't he? What did it go?
He went testing. He's got a couple more passes to make before he makes a full pass, I think. That's a lot of stuff to dial in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably going from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive is probably another.
Oh, Cole says, "Will you put your car in a 26 and come play?" It's a good question. I think kind of.
I would rather race on a 24.5. We can go.
You'd rather bigger turbo?
Yeah, big turbo, whatever fuel, Just,
someone tag Precision. Tag Precision. Tell them to send Shawn a bigger turbo just so you can go have some fun.
Yeah.
Sheepy asks, is it true that you take your guys' sunglasses every round?
Depends. I gotta have my sunglasses on.
Someone asked, would you have anyone else tune your car? I don't think that's even needed,
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a pretty good program right now. Everybody has their own job. Everybody does a good job at what they do.
Yeah, it seems to work well.
Yeah, we definitely have a solid program.
What was the worst thing that you broke racing? Like, what was the worst part?
That would definitely be when I did a 2-3-2 and had no idea what that even was, and I put it straight into second gear, and I came back to the pits, and I looked at Alex, and I was like, bro, I think the crank exploded. Like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. And then just look at the log, and he's like, you put it back in second. I sat there for at least 30 minutes and thought about it. I was like, there's no way I put it back in second. That oil pan, cut the wiring harness, fucked the fuel rail up. That was clutch, transmission, anything you think of was fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I sent the harness back to Joel, and he's like, everything is fucked.
Yeah. Wow. Worse than tapping the wall in the black car?
Yeah, we duct taped that and kept rolling.
Cole wants to drive your car because he wants to make a 7-second pass. How much?
I'll start renting it out. Just rent it for the weekend.
Write him a rental agreement proposal. You better have insurance, though.
Right, yeah.
It would be nice to see what the car can run on a 76. I missed whoever said I want to see your answer.
So the Black Hatch, I just saw somebody ask that.
I was going to ask.
Tommy Burgett. I know some people remember him. He used to race back in the day.
I met him this weekend.
Right. I sold it to him. Him and his son, we're going to be building it for him. It should be done by World Cup.
He said he's very motivated to see his son do well. He's like, I passed my time, but my son's going to drive this, and his son seemed very excited about it. So.
I used to race, me and Tommy were at the track every weekend together. You know, we used to. It was me and him and Miller, and that was what we did.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been around for a while. Most people probably won't remember him. I mean, I'm not very familiar, I can't say, but
I know he kind of bowed out early.
Didn't Vinny get treated? IREV. Wow, Wes. Wes is in here talking that smack. Vinny is a good driver, though. Vinny's cut some good lights.
Now that his doors stay on, I think he's all right. I know he's been fucked up recently with the doors flying off and affecting his reaction time, but I think he's going to be all right now.
He had an issue.
He got a
with
solid
something.
2 or 3 passes with nothing falling off, flying off, or anything, so he's probably good.
Yeah. Cole says you guys only lined up once. I think Cole bowed out too soon, man. I think he still had a good year.
Beat Cole?
Yeah.
I know. I remember that race. Like a 003 red light, and we got to the top, and I was like, oh, my God, I can't believe I beat Cole. And then I fucking red lit.
Oh, really? I thought you meant he red lit, and I was like, no. What?
No, it was close. It was like a 003.
Yeah.
And it was like the times were almost identical.
Yeah. All right, it's giving me the 2-minute warning now, so we got it all in. I was nervous at first with this shit being all choppy and not working, but I'm glad that it worked out. He said I thought I lost too.
I know, I remember until we went to the scales.
Yeah. So Pan Am will be the next event for you. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a 7 because of how hot it's going to be. We'll see how good the track is with all the rear-wheel drive guys there putting rubber down.
I don't know. I hear La Fluffy and Abe and them are bringing, 5 motors, 2, 3,
Really?
4 kits of nitrous.
Really?
The whole bottle. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think they actually have like a tow behind thing for the race car to have like an extra big nitrous bottle.
A trailer on a sport front-wheel drive.
Yeah, a sport front-wheel drive trailer with the nitrous bottle.
Shots fired, man. You guys, you rated R guys. You better come prepared. Sean's ready to go. There's 15,000 on the line at Pan Am. Sean's wife says that they're going to Disney World. I'm holding you to that. If you don't take her to Disney, I don't know. Nothing.
I had to hear that always. She's never been to Disneyland.
She wants to go to Disney. So we got 30 seconds left. I don't think we could do another hour. We burned through questions. There's so much in here. But anything else you got to say, I guess?
I'm good.
I mean, you'll be back on if you win another event or to qualify number 1 and it rains out again because that's the deal here. So you might have more to talk about another one. But thank you for doing this, Shawn.
All right.
All right. See you at Pan Am, man.
Bye.
Stay saucy. All right, that's it, guys. We got 5, 4, 3, 2. I hope this was a good one. Got a little rough in the beginning, but stay saucy. I might go live again and talk more.